Hey everybody, welcome back to the Let's Play bet match between Team Retribution and Team Silly Avatar. I am Torlon, and with me I have...
Hey guys, Sun and Silver here. Glad to be back on commentating one of these matches.
Yep, and after the exciting first round, Team Silly Avatar is ahead by 1 point. But Team Retribution isn't going to lie down and just call it quits. They've rotated up the teams a little bit. Cool Guy has gone with the Orcs, I'm Frustrated has gone with the Eldar, and Robokey has gone with the Chaos.
Yep, got some right proper shiny freebooters up on the top, while Robokai is rolling with the Ultramarine skin, which, say what you will about the Ultramarines, they do look rather swag. Already got quite a bit of an engagement down on bottom, a fair few Guardians actually falling, and the Banshees are almost going to be able to catch up to them straight away, making an early kill, but no, they do barely manage to get away. Now the Cultists are in there trying to deal damage to the Banshees, which is a battle that normally the Cultists would have an advantage in, but there's just too much range firepower, and the Cultists actually go down early. A pretty serious loss for Team Silly Avatar early on.
Yeah, but the thing is, they were fighting over a power node. Neither of them actually went for the victory point. Looks like they're finally actually going up top, and let's see, who's that?
Yeah, those orcs are definitely not going to be able to cap that point with the Chaos Lord there. He just wrecks melee early on, or rather, he's pretty much impossible to kill for them.
Yeah, and
but this is pretty much how the battles on this map goes. Really, two people tend to go for the bottom one, and then I think the top guy tends to go for the top. Seeing how victory points early on, it's pretty much more important to get early power so you can actually start buying upgrades. So there's usually quite a bit of there's quite a lot of heat on the bottom part of the map normally.
Oh, looks like Cool Guy has brought in his war boss, and he was able to drive out the Chaos and yeah, he's starting to take back the top point. But it looks like Lemon Ryan's Spider Warp Spider hero has actually gone down.
Yeah, there's been a fair bit of fighting down here at the bottom, as I previously mentioned. Robokai has been trying to hold on his own, but he did get flanked by the Banshees in particular. Did a lot of damage, and he did have to fall back. But now he's bringing up Devastators. He might be, yeah, he's garrisoning inside that bunker, and for a long time the Team Silly Avatar is going to have a very hard time slotting them. Although it probably wouldn't be a good idea to actually buy too much power down there, seeing how hotly contested the area is. But the Devastator is going to make a huge difference in trying to lock down and benefiting from the area.
Looks like more heroes have been wiped out down here, but looks like Brain Amp is still trying to take that top point. Just will not give it a rest. He's really uncontested at this point, and no one's even going up there, despite the fact that Cool Guy has his war boss and a bunch of orcs just below it. Kind of a risky move.
Yeah, Cool Guy's already doing some serious harassment on the power nodes on Team Silly Avatar, and he's already got big shooters on both his shooter squad, which is very powerful, but he does need to be and he is picking his targets well, it seems like, trying to focus on the heretics, but they do manage to get into melee. There's the explosion, and those shooters are in big trouble as the Banshees come in. Everyone's retreating now, but the war boss actually goes down. One of the shooters get away, but the other ones are locked inside that building, and I think they're not getting out of that one alive. If they stayed inside, they were just going to get gunned down by the Chaos Marines.
Yeah, and the Banshees were right there waiting for them to get out.
Irritips recovered pretty well from his early losses. He was down to one heretic squad before, but now he's up to 3. And Brain Amp is the first player on either team to begin the Tier 2 upgrade.
And it looks like I'm Frustrated decapped the top point, but didn't bother to actually capture it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fighting up there, so that certainly makes sense. Seems like the Eldar have had a bit of a standoff before, seeing how I'm Frustrated has grenades on both his Guardians, which could prove fatal to Lemon Rid's Banshees if he charges them in recklessly. Especially considering, I believe I'm frustrated is probably the most experienced multiplayer-wise on a team Retribution. So, and I'm guessing the other team definitely knows that he can use those grenades to strong effect if given the chance.
Oh yeah, previously I'm Frustrated actually was the reigning champ for a few of the free-for-all videos. He pretty much showed that he is very skilled at this game. But once again, people are fighting over the middle power node.
Force Commander, you're not Diomedes. You look ridiculous. Get out of there.
Yeah, well, he's been playing Retribution.
He's
He's not used to having the Force Commander.
Yeah, I can imagine after that. On the other hand, if you're used to the shenanigans Captain Diomedes could get up to, this guy might feel kind of underwhelming. There's no giant rocky things coming up when you're charging things. Heck, he can't even charge things by default, I believe.
I don't believe so. I think his main strength is melee.
I had to think for a moment. The closest thing he's got is a sprint button, but there's no knocking over people or anything fun like that.
And it looks like Team Retribution is actually pretty deep into enemy territory, right near the victory point.
Yeah, and Cool Guy is really doing a lot of work trying to keep the power nodes down for the enemy team. He does manage to kill off Irritip's Plague Marine once again as well.
It looks like most people, except for I'm Frustrated, have either begun or have gotten their Tier 2 tech, but we'll see how big of a difference that makes. And really surprised they're not trying for the victory point. Oh, just as I said, no, that's Lemon Ryan's Eldar. I was thinking that was I'm Frustrated.
Yeah, that's the thing about Eldar. I mean, not only do they kind of look alike already, but when both teams have a shade of green, then it can get a bit odd. But Brainam is going to be a very dangerous foe for quite a while now. Seeing how every single one of his Chaos, he has 3 squads of Chaos Space Marines, and all of them have at least Eternal War upgrade, with one also having the Mark of Scenes. There's not a lot of early game units that can actually stand up to that. Just look at the Banshees. Even with a damage resistance when they're sprinting, they are just melting in the face of that onslaught. They're gonna have to get out of there, but they to no avail. They go down, as does the Warlock. I'm Frustrated is actually losing a ton of troops right now. I don't think his Guardians are getting out of there as well. 2 squads lost and his hero as well. That's a pretty serious blow.
And Lemon Ryan's heroes actually died up top to the entrenched team. I think that's
yeah, he might have been
squad.
focused on the previous fights. He did a lot of killing there, and if he wasn't prepared for the entrenched team, then he might just have kept walking until he died. A lot of grenades in the entrenched position though, and 1, 2, and they are still holding on, but they are very badly damaged. They had ran out there with that many enemies nearby. They would just get absolutely destroyed.
Well, with the war boss there and 2 entrenched positions now, they're actually holding everything out fairly well.
Oh, this is going to be close with the Shuriken platform team. A single chop is going to finish them, and they do get it in. And now these shooters are in... well, no, I think they're going to be fine. Looks like the Banshees are being forced to retreat, and they can leave the building safely. It could be trouble if Robokai hadn't come up to help, though, seeing how Chaos does have a fair few heretics with grenade launchers, which are excellent against units garrisons.
Indeed, and the match has been pretty close. Team Silly Avatar does have a slight advantage points-wise, but it's 1 victory point apiece, and they still have almost 400 to go before this game ends.
Yeah, it does look like they're a fair bit ahead, and they're gonna capture the the top victory point now, extending their lead. But when you're looking at the kind of forces they have, it seems like pretty much all of them are a fair bit behind. Cool Guy does have a war truck, but on the other hand, both Irritip and Lemon Red have extremely potent anti-vehicle units out already, which is going to be diminishing the impact that war truck has by a fair amount, depending on how Cool Guy is going to be using it. Thing is about the war truck, it's gonna do very little on its own. You either need to really use its ability to reinforce orcs on the field, or you need to, for example, drop a fully upgraded Slugger Boy squad straight into a melee.
Yeah, I think he might just use it to reinforce, because they have far better options for actual heavy units that they can send out.
Oh, definitely. No, pretty much. I'm fairly sure the war truck would take almost a full minute to kill something like a scout squad, for example. You don't get that thing for killing.
And Cool Guy has once again started harassing the enemy's power node up here. He's not going to take it, it looks like. He might just be going down to flank, perhaps?
Yeah, I do think he probably realizes the team needs his help. I do think he should probably have kept a unit of sorts up there just to decap the power node, since that would really slow down Team Silly Avatars.
And I just noticed, I'm frustrated, it actually has a warp gate building way up at the top of the map.
Oh yeah, so he does.
It's one of my favorite sneaky strategies.
Oh dear, he's in a lot of... Cool Guy's in a lot of trouble, just lost his sluggers. He is using Love the Dagger to keep those Banshees pinned, but it's not going to be enough. He's not focus firing them, and they are going to be able to get in, but the War Boss is there, so he's going to be protect them nice and easily. But the Banshee's actually going down. With the Raid Guard there, though, they are going to have to get right on out there, unless they feel like taking those things head on. You absolutely need a melee unit of some sort to tie up the Wraith Guard. There's pretty much not a single range squad that can take them in a firefight.
Yeah, and Brainamp is learning one of the bad things about this particular map is the close proximity to the main structures. He was trying to follow the enemy back to their base, follow the enemy to try to snipe them. He got too close to the enemy automated defenses and got ripped to shreds.
I do believe we also just saw a shuriken platform inside one of the larger buildings at the bottom get absolutely destroyed by a combination of Guardian grenades and the Wraith Guards.
And I say what you want about the Eldar, but they do have powerful range stuff.
Irritab is really going with a theme here. He's got out three Plague Marines out, and he's pretty much just using them to tie up everything he can in melee, although do have to question the Wisdom Men. Actually, he's pretty much charging them in right inside a base with 3 different turrets. We do have out of Bloodletter. Bloodletter. No, it's a Blood Crusher.
Oh, Blood Crusher?
Yeah,
right, the ones on the
it
horse
is just absolutely wrecking inside the Space Marine base, and frankly, there's pretty much only the Wraith Guard. The Wraith Guard really needs to turn around and fire on that thing before he actually... Oh, he's going to catch up to them. This is a major problem for Team Retribution.
They seem to be doing alright. He's kiting them fairly well. I guess they seem to be going for the far ones, but now that they've actually entered combat...
He can kite them for a while, but, well, they're not exactly the fastest units. And while they can take a few hits... this is pretty much this is gonna hurt. Wraith Guard are very expensive to reinforce, but last Robokai does have a missile launcher out, and now that Blood Crusher really has to get out of there.
Yeah, and to the top, it looks like Cool Guy is rallying his forces near the top point, because that top point hasn't been contested for a while. I think Team Silly Avatar might have forgotten about it, which is kind of bad, because Team Retribution is...
Yeah, there's actually a huge difference in points at the moment, and slowly but surely, Team Retribution is becoming quite dangerous with both Cool Guy and Robokai having power claws, a power fist on their commanders. And Cool Guy actually has his knobs out already, the first tier 3 unit in the game. Already preparing the upgrades. Those guys are going to be extremely dangerous. They are going to take serious damage, in particular from Brainamp's Chaos Space Marines, but if they can manage to get into melee without taking too much damage, there's pretty much nothing on the field that can seriously fight them.
Yeah, the Team Silly Avatar seemed a little desperate and was able to take the enemy, or Team Retribution's victory point, but seeing how close it is to base, yeah, it looks like RoboKey is already coming up to recapture that.
Oh dear, it looks like Cool Guy has also just buffed his knobs with pretty much every single global ability it has, doing double damage and having their melee. But even despite all that, you can see they're just taking enormous amounts of damage from all these Chaos Marines, and they actually go down. That was a major loss for Cool Guy there, as he just managed to spend pretty much around 800 requisition and almost 200 power on every single upgrade for them.
Yeah, that is true, but at the same time, they have captured all 3 points, so that was if nothing else, it was an excellent distraction. And
not to mention that it looks like I think, wait, no, it might actually have been Lemon Red who just used his all his red resource to blow up the right victory point. I just saw a storm there anyway.
Yeah, he was trying to knock a Cool Guy off of it because his war boss and some miscellaneous orcs were there defending it.
Bloodcrush has been fully healed up and is once again harassing the Graveguard, but we do have Assault Terminators out now, and those Stormhammers are going to be doing serious damage. I don't think he's going to be getting out of that one alive, especially if those Tactical Marines with rocket launchers actually start firing on the right person. One of the rare knockbacks on the Chaos Lord. Most things don't even face him, but it seems the Plasma Cannon is one of the few things that can actually knock him on his back.
Yeah, it looks like this game is just about over, though. They've got less than 2 minutes to decap a point, and
there's another Eldritch Storm, this time by I'm Frustrated, right into the retreat path of Team Seal Avatar. That's going to be very, very painful. Do have Corn Marines going on to the Assault Marines, and it's actually not too bad of a decision, although they are completely outmatched in support, so the Chaos Marines are going to be losing that one. Horribly, horribly indeed. Still, though, considering the thing is about that matchup that the Assault Terminators are using heavy weapons while the Corn Marines were using power weapons, and super heavy armor is much more vulnerable to power weapons than heavy armor is to heavy weapons. It's a bit of a link there, but long story short, it's a very cost-effective way to engage the Assault Marines. Even though it might seem insane that Cornet Marines might stand a chance against Assault Terminators. That said, though, if the Assault Terminators have claws, then there's pretty much no melee unit that can take them.
Yeah, and down here, they're once again
It's an absolutely insane fight right now. We've got Autarch drops in. I've seen grenades from pretty much every single unit that can use grenades, and we also got a Fire Prism out now. Nurgle Clouds. I can't even follow this. This is absolutely bonkers now.
Yeah, and despite what you said about the war truck, it was able to kill off the Warp Spider hero from Lemon right up top to keep it from capping.
Well, that's somewhat embarrassing.
It was probably focused on the bottom like everyone else's, but Team City Avatar is running way too close to the enemy base, and so not only do they have to deal with the enemy units, they're once again dealing with the turrets, and they're not doing too well against them.
Yeah, normally it's a pretty viable tactic to try and keep your opponents in the base, but the problem is they don't have a VP advantage. If they made sure to have 2 caps before they actually started pushing that hard, then it would certainly make sense. But as this right now, they are pretty much they're not doing themselves any favors, especially considering they're almost a full 400 points behind, and it is going to be taking one hell of a miracle to actually turn this game around.
Yeah, they only have Team Retribution only needs about a minute of having 2 points, and I'm a little surprised that looks like there's a little battle up top, and Team Retribution won't be able to quite capture them with the Guardians they have. But I'm really surprised that looks like I'm Frustrated just kind of forgot about the
oh dear, that war truck had baggage.
Yeah, with that, they're taking the top. It's heavily reinforced. Team Silly Avatar is pretty much pulling back, so this game is more or less over. It was a good fight, but I don't see how they could hold it back after this.
Yeah, it does seem like they needed a fair bit more melee prowess. Especially, it seems like these double Wraith Guards were absolutely horrifying, and the fewer blood crushers that were in the game earlier just weren't enough to actually keep them occupied for a long enough amount of time. But it did seem like Team Silly Avatar for quite a while had the advantage. But thing is that, oh dear, we got rocks incoming.
Rocks from space, and there goes a lot of the Eldar.
It's been years, but I am never ever getting tired of that.
Yeah. There's less than 15 seconds left, so Team Silly Avatar doesn't even have their own point, so yeah, this is...
Yeah, this one's just about to end. Did seem like Team Silly Avatar actually had a fairly decent lead in regards to armies for quite a long time in the game, but Team Retribution did get to keep the top victory point uncontested for the longest time, and that pretty much just meant they had a lead that just couldn't get caught up on.
Yeah, it was a good run, but I think they focused way too much on the middle power node where arguably most of the battles happen. If they would have focused a little bit more on top, they probably would have had a much better shot.
Yeah, definitely. It's that place was never particularly well guarded, but definitely quite a fun game, and I'm guessing that's going to be a 1-1 now.
Yep, it is 1-1, so we'll move on to round 3.